Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. Sweeney from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? All right, in today's edition, I got, I just got a couple of news articles, newsworthy articles, which I'd like to share with you. I got many that were sent to me, but they're not worth talking about, especially like property prices are going down, oil prices are going down, then this one got murdered, that one got raped. These are bits of news that I don't think are really very important or worth talking about. So I got plenty of those. I'm not going to speak about them. I just got two or three news that I think would impact people, which I'll be sharing with you, and I'll give my opinions on that. But more than this, in this particular video, I'll be sharing with you the other links that prove it to you that UAE has been hacking into Emiratis and expatriates, and just to protect its country, just to keep it secure. That doesn't mean UAE is bad. It is doing exactly what US, China, UK, any country in the world would do, but would not admit. Okay. And for those of you who keep saying, oh, this is just your conspiracy, Qatar is paying you, I will give you news links that you can check in the description box below from Reuters, from Forbes, from BuzzFeed. So Reuters, BuzzFeed, and Forbes, they are taken from these news outlets. So for those of you who keep stating that Qatar is paying me, well, I'm giving you global links. And here's the thing. If you know anyone from Qatar who's willing to pay me, please, I'd be very happy because Qatar is an oil-rich country. I'd be very happy to get some money from them. So let's quickly move on. First, let me share with you a rather good news, really good news, and rather a strange, exceptional one. I think this is the first time in my, years of, helping people get jobs that I was able to create a resume, prepare a guy for an interview, and coach him to get a job within 3 days. He just got in touch with me. He was like, please help me, I need all this. And I told him it'll take time. He said, no, I need it urgently. So obviously I charged him 3 times more because I knew I could squeeze his arm. And he paid me 3 times more. And lo and behold, guess what? He gave the CV. He got called for an interview within a few hours. We went through the first interview, second interview was next day. It seems it was very urgent, and third interview was the same day. And now he has been given an offer letter, and he is happy. The company is happy. I'm very happy. So just thought I'd tell you, for those of you who are looking out for jobs, there are jobs available. It's just being at the right place at the right time, but being prepared. So if you're prepared, I can assure you this, and you're trying a proper strategy, you will get a job. I got 2 other guys that I want to share with you about. One guy just got in touch with me since yesterday, kept sending me, please help me. I want to ask a question. I was like, okay, fine. What is it that you want to ask? So long story short, the guy's taken 3 credit cards, 11,000 to 15,000. That is the range. He spent on all the 3 credit cards, and now he doesn't have money to pay. Interest is racking up. What will I do? Please help me. See, when you spend on the credit card, you didn't ask me. Now, after you spend and you're not able to pay it back, why are you asking me? And he was like, what can I do? So I told him, take a bank loan, consolidate all these 3 credit cards into one loan, and that's how you get it. He's saying, he was telling me that company didn't pay him salary, that don't get a new job. So it's using logical steps. I'm not sitting here to solve your problem. So he's like, can you help me get a job? I said, take my services. Oh, I don't have money. Then that's your problem. So that was another story. Then last and not the least, lady. Sometimes when I deal with ladies, it's always a headache. This particular lady from India, she's based in Dubai. How do I know that you're authentic? How do I know that you're trustworthy? How do I know that you will not take my money and run away? And she kept going on and on and on. I gave her links, gave her references. How do I know that you didn't fake these references? So finally I got fed up. I said, you want to take it? Don't want, forget it. So she gave me a good idea. I asked her, what is the idea? Give me the names of the contacts that you have, my decision makers. Let me verify with them if they know you. So she's just going to pay me $157, and she wants my VIP contacts to verify whether they know me. If you were my client who's going to pay me, let's say a coaching program for $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, or $100,000, let's say for a business brand, I don't mind giving you these references because you have the money and you're going to give me big money. So obviously you need to verify. But for something like $157, which is bloody peanuts, You want me to break my head and try to convince you and take so much of a headache? I don't need you. So I just blocked her. Another idiot. Anyway, that is the job market, and that was a bit of my rant. Let's quickly move on to the news. In terms of news, the first one was from Gulf News. That is, it seems that Emaar Properties on Wednesday verified that it is not giving investors an opportunity to purchase property or assets through virtual money. The preferred payment is still UAE dirhams. Now, I do know a couple of people who are dealing with Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Some of them even contacted me and said, "Loy, I'd like to pay you in terms of that. I can pay you much more." I told them I was not interested. So there are transactions going on in even the Middle East in terms of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. However, how far Emaar is actually doing it is a big question. And there is one guy who claims, like I said, he claims, I don't know how far what he's saying is true, that Emaar Property is doing some of its own main transactions. But then again, this is what he's saying. I don't have evidence to that. And if I don't have evidence, I don't like to put my name on it. Okay. Next one is, it seems that as per Bloomberg, Abu Dhabi is trying to ease a little bit where Qatar is concerned. It's not making itself paranoid after a 20-month embargo. As per this article, now it allows third-party cargo shipments to Qatar. Before, it was not allowing them to do that. However, when I checked with people who are still in the import-export business, UAE and Qatar are still not in talking terms with each other, and I don't think they would be. It's, personally, what I think is they will just wait to see which one bends over or bows his head first. And given the fact that Arabs have a lot of ego and they have hurt each other, I don't think they are going to make peace anytime soon. Okay. So now coming to the articles that I was telling you about in terms of the hacking and the surveillance. Now I'll give you all the links. They'll be put in the description box below. Just check them out. The first one is from intercept.com. I kind of liked their website. It's really flashy and nice. It's done pretty well. The article is really very long. So I'm going to give you the short version of this. The title is How the UAE is Recruiting Hackers to Create a Perfect Surveillance State. Okay. Now, this whole article is about Simon Margartelli. Okay. Or it's Simone Margartelli. I don't know. He's Italian or something. But he has a good website. Okay. I like his websites. I like his web-based presence. And if you actually go through his different websites, he has in GitHub, Patreon, his other website, which was evilsocket.net or QZ author. As for his websites, if you read, he just says that I break stuff to make this world a better place, and he is into cybersecurity. So he's one of those good hackers. Okay. So he was actually invited for an interview by this cybersecurity firm called Dark Matter. Now, Dark Matter, if you check my previous video that I put up, Dark Matter is an offspring of the other project that they had come out with. What is the name? The name of the project is Project Raven. So Dark Matter is the offspring of Project Raven. And here also, there are plenty of links. You can check TRT World. You can check, it's on Facebook. Project Raven is UAE's spy program. So this went into a level higher after they got tired of employing outside brains, that was Americans and foreigners, Europeans. They said, let's only have Emiratis and take it a notch higher. So they had Dark Matter. Dark Matter made its public debut when CEO Faisal Al-Banani, who is the CEO of also Accent Telecom, which is a very successful business which is into smartphone devices. So you can see the connection, cybersecurity, smartphone devices. When he gave a keynote speech to government officials, engineers, business people in the second annual Arab Future Cities Summit in Dubai. Over there, they were being, very nicey when they said that we are into security preventions from malicious cyber attacks, giving all these industry jargons, all these flashy words. And he said, we are going to be defensive and not offensive. What does he mean by that is we will only sit here and protect. We'll not go and, intrude and dig and break and find out what you're doing. No, we're going to sit here, keep a wall and keep ourselves safe. And anyone who wants to join us, we'll keep them safe. We are not going to check what you're going to do. That's what they claim. However, when they advertised for top-level talent, they made sure that they, headhunted from, some of the top hackers and brains from Google, Samsung, Qualcomm, McAfee, and even they were even checking co-founders of WICKR. Okay, this is as per this report. If you check LinkedIn, almost all dark matter employees are from places like U.S. Department of Defense, Special Agent for Pentagon, then Senior Technical Advisor to NSA, and almost all of them, their expertise are something like strategic activities on networks, foreign intelligence collection, then top security clearance with polygraph screening, then expert in US voice and data systems. So you're talking of the best brains in the cybersecurity world. So the job offers, it seems that they were offering a very, very attractive salary. And in that email that they gave them, it seems Intercept got one of those emails. They made it look really amazing, carefree, tax-free life. You get housing, meals, healthcare, children's education, transportation, everything that you need. Plus, you'll get a salary which is an additional extra. So for them, it's all savings, and that's really great. And in another email, they also, which they managed to intercept, it seems that their goal was to hire 250 of the world's best geniuses by 2016. So this guy, Simon Margartelli, arrived in Dubai. He was given a VIP tour of Dubai, impressed a lot, shown the best of what Dubai had. And then he was taken to this deluxe suite in Jannah Marina Bay Suites Hotel. The interview was on the 29th floor of Marina Plaza. His job description that he was given was, one among the many, was to deploy electronic probes in all the major cities of UAE. In other words, spy on the entire country, all the Emiratis, all the expats. To give you an example, one of his job descriptions, examples that they gave him is, in Dubai Mall, if there are people who are there whom they want to spy, you just click a button and automatically through Wi-Fi, everyone's devices will be infected and traceable. So even the tourists who come there, they will have something put in their smartphone. So when they go back home, information keeps pouring in. And the reason why they wanted this information was just to make UAE a better place or safer place. But however, Margartelli knew what were the dangers of having so much information and power in your hands. He refused the job offer and he wrote a post titled, How the United Arab Emirates intelligence tried to hire me to spy on its people. So I want you to read that article. That is where he exposed what Dark Matter wanted to do. Dark Matter put a simple, terse Twitter reply stating that, he's talking, we need to talk reality, not fantasy. However, The Intercept, that is this website, spoke to many people who are working for Dark Matter, and many of them who are foreigners who said, we prefer to remain anonymous because they signed non-disclosure agreements, fear of the UAE losing opportunities, getting their name, like, this guy we employ, we can't trust him. So many of them chose to remain anonymous, but it seems this is reality. So always keep in mind, there's no smoke without fire. So if you can smell smoke somewhere, that means there has been a fire somewhere. So he describes, that is Margartelli, he described UAE's venture as being a big brother who watches everything that you do, but it's on steroids. For UAE, the sources said that, the sources who reported all this said, they want to track every citizen, every expatriate, and they want this to be normal, that you can track, spy on anyone and everyone. So he said in the future, UAE's goal is to have every single electronic device, every email, every desktop, every smartphone, every whatever handheld device, everything to be part of their botnet or their system where they can check anything and everything, which honestly speaking, I think all the countries in the world are able to do, at least US is able to do, Russia is able to do. So I don't see, and even Europe, I don't see why this is such a big thing. Okay. Finally, he admitted that he has worked for so many companies, but he's shocked at UAE's and Dark Matter's ambitions. He's saying because they want to keep under surveillance an entire nation, each and every citizen, each and every expatriate. He's saying what they want to do is fucking insane. These are his own words from the article. Okay. The next one, this article is October 16th, 2018. The previous article, please note that the previous article that I spoke about is 24th October 2016. So this was 3 years ago. I read it late. But this one is October 16, 2018. So it seems that the Middle East monarchy, that is the rulers, appointed American ex-soldiers to kill its political enemies. And this could be the future of war, which I don't think is a very wrong thing. I think it's a very smart thing. When you have the money, but you don't have the army or you don't have the people, and you can employ services of professionals to do your job for you, why not? So it seems in this article, UAE has been employing former Navy SEALs, US operational fighters, US military personnel, and intelligence to fight their war. Now, here's my thinking. Before you say, oh, UAE is so bad, they are employing these people, I want you to think about it. Who are they employing? They are employing people from United States. So it's US, the people from US who are supposed to be this fair, this great nation, these people who are supposed to be really the police of the world. They are themselves selling their own services to Arab countries to fight their wars. So don't you think the fault is equally United States? Like, for example, who created Osama bin Laden? The fact of the matter is, United States did. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to buy anything I say. Just Google search. You'll find out that US keeps training all these dictators. US keeps interfering in other countries. US keeps interfering in other people's business. And they do it for their selfish agenda, from oil to, which is the major thing, to, just bankrupting the entire country. For example, why it's not interested in Syria, but why is it interested in Venezuela? Why there are no people suffering and dying in Syria? Oh, he is so concerned about Venezuela. Why did they jump on Iraq and say weapons of mass destruction when there was none? But after they did that and they destroyed so many people's lives, they destroyed a country, they destroyed, like even Gaddafi, they killed all these guys, Saddam Hussein and Libya. And you might say, oh, they are dictators. Why? Americans are saints. They don't kill anyone. They're not doing anything bad. And if you're talking of the history of barbarism, United States and racism go hand in hand. You just have to search a little bit, just a little bit of education. So what I'm trying to tell you is, let's not brand UAE as a bad guy and US as a good guy. They are employing people from US. So please keep that in mind. It seems that, as per this article, war is now become a privatized affair where if you have good money, you can employ the best brains and you can employ them to kill or do anything that you want them to do, provided, it's a they are not involved in it. They are doing your job. So I personally, have to tell you that before you point fingers at UAE and say UAE is bad, who is providing these services? And all the countries are doing it. It's just that they are trying to portray, oh, only UAE is doing it. It's not that Saudi is a saint. Remember Khashoggi? It's not that Qatar is a saint. It's not that India is a saint. Pakistan is a saint. US is everyone plays this game of politics. Another bonus that it seems, as per this article, is if you are one of those mercenaries, you get plus food, accommodation, children's insurance, everything, gratuity, everything else. Plus you get $500 per day to $1,000 per day, plus a bonus after you finish the job or the assignment that is given. And there's another article that is from foreignpolicy.com, where the title is Deep Pockets, Deep Cover. The UAE is paying CIA ex-officials to spy on the Gulf. So, like I told you. And this one was 21st December 2017. So, I've given you my views on this. Next one is 30th January 2019 from Reuters. UAE used cyber super weapons to spy on iPhones of foes. It seems the same video that I spoke to you about before. This is a repetition of that they developed this spy tool called Karma, which was able to hack into a vulnerability of the iPhones. They spied on Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, what a long name, Turkey's Prime Minister Mehmet Simsik, Oman's head of foreign affairs Yusuf bin Al-Awi bin Abdullah, the Iron Woman Tawakkol Karman, then the leader of Yemen's Arab Spring uprising. They also spied on their citizens, the UAE 5, which you can just Google search. And now it seems that they're working on iOS and Android devices. So either or, so they can get access to both. It seems in 2016 and 2017, they were able to obtain photographs, emails, text messages, location information, and even your passwords. In fact, one person even told me, he had sent me a message. He said, Loy, if they want to frame you, that, let's say, for example, hack into your phone and put child pornography photographs or something anti against the government. They just want to frame you, or stating that you did smuggling, even though you're not involved in it. They can plant the evidence and then arrest you and then put it all over the news and say that you're a bad guy. Well, this happens everywhere, so I'm not surprised. The next one, this one was kind of surprising. This is 31st August 2018. A lawsuit claims that Israeli spyware firm, so Israel, which most of the Arab countries hate, Israel and UAE are buddies, as per this article. It shows that one of the spyware programs, that is the Herzliya-based NSO group, uses controversial Pegasus spyware program to turn smartphones into listening devices. So your smartphone actually gives all the information. It proves to be like a listening device where whenever you talk, they can listen to it. In order to sell Pegasus to any country in the world, they need explicit permission from the Israeli Defense Ministry. So because this software is considered a weapon. So the question that this article gave is, how did UAE end up with Pegasus? So even though UAE seems that, you're not my friend, I don't agree with Israel, I support Palestinians. Like I tell you, in battle, anything goes. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I don't see anything wrong here. But anyway, it's another article that you should be reading. Now, this one is from Forbes. Forbes said that the same thing, that the co-founder of NSA Group, Omri Lavi, has been caught exploiting iPhones with this Pegasus software. They can check your iMessage, Gmail, Viber, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Skype communication. It can even collect your passwords, bank account details, and your Wi-Fi passwords. It seems now Apple, after they discovered this, they released an update to cover their iPhone. Okay. Every time you come out with a new update, every time there is a vulnerability, every time they'll give a patch, and every time hackers will try to hack it again. I think this never ends. Okay, this never ends. In fact, if some of you even ask me, Lloyd, where do you get all these articles from? Here is the link. This is from the article moonofalabama.org, 2019, when former spies run wild and do bad things, and bad things happen. Read it. There's lots of links over there, lots of articles. I think you must watch it. In fact, this Reuters TV video, I think you must watch this video, because they give you a special report of UAE units using ex-US spies. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with what UAE is doing, because this is what United States is doing, this is what Russia is doing, this is what Europe is doing. Everyone's doing it, but nobody's talking about it. Reuters, obviously, they will speak bad about the Middle East, and the Middle East countries will speak bad about this and that. Everyone's playing this political game. Nobody's a saint. But do watch the video. I also got this nice little video. So that's all the serious stuff that is finished. This final little thing is from a video given to me by a viewer. It seems the title of this video is something that is not very Islamic friendly. But it shows a couple of Arabs watching a girl dance. And the guy said, you were telling me that Arabs respect women and Arab, like to cover women. And, obviously, if you ask any Arab or Muslim, they'll say, no, this is not everyone. These Arabs are not good people. So, they always have an exception to every rule. Like I tell you, religion is like this parable. Everyone has a different interpretation to it. Everyone likes to believe their interpretation is the best. So in the end, I just say religion is like your penis, your cock. You're proud of it. You like to admire it. You think it's the biggest, it's the best. Every woman would love to suck on it. And it's the greatest tool that you have. But please stop flashing it around. Stop showing it to others. Stop talking about it unless someone asks and shows interest. So these are my views and these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comment section below. Want to send me a private message? My email is mentioned down below. My WhatsApp number is mentioned down below. And don't be paranoid. Don't be worried. Nobody's spying on you. That if you send me, hi, Loy, how are you? This is a video link. This is what he said is right. I receive more than 1,600 messages per day. All the 1,600 people don't get arrested. And there are 9 million people in UAE. All the 9 million people or most of them who watch porn, who get in touch with me, all of them don't get arrested. So relax the fuck out. Chill. That's what I say. So anyway, Loy from Machedo.com, who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Unless you're doing something really very illegal, like joining some really big terrorist group or going to harm a country or individuals, sending me a message, sending me an email, or just getting in touch with me with news links, you have nothing to worry about. So Loy from Machedo.com, who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding, signing off for now, waiting for you to give me your thoughts. Take care.